Hello, Albsterz. So recently I completed The Last of Us again. I played it on stream and it was amazing, and once again I loved the game so much. So that's why I want to do a video on it, and this is what I'm doing today. I want to do a video saying and explaining why I love The Last of Us so much. For God's sake, I have a tattoo on my arm, so I do love the game as well. So this is going to include massive amount of spoilers about the story. Or so if you haven't played The Last of Us, then you might not want to watch this video, because I'm going to go through the whole game, talking about the characters and everything like that, and why I enjoy The Last of Us so much, and I can't wait for number 2, and why it's a game that's held to me so much. Like, I could play it back in 20 years time and still be like, oh my wow. I wish I could go back and play it for the first time again, so the people that are experiencing the game for the first time, wow. Wow. I just wish I could go back and do that feeling all over again as well. But we're going to start off with the first bit of the game, the prologue. The prologue seems to be the most important bit in a Naughty Dog game, because that is the bit that they capture you the most. As soon as you start up The Last of Us, within 20 minutes of you playing that game, you're already emotionally attached to Joel, and just, you're like, oh shit, like, it's like, what? You're left there sitting there confused, just like, what's going on? Like, what? Is he going to be alright? What's going to happen? Like, I'll play a little clip just to show you guys of what I mean by this bit.
Buddy, we've just been through hell. Okay, we just need... Shit. Please don't. Oh, no. Sarah. Move your hands, baby. I know, baby, I know. Listen to me, I know this hurts, baby. You're gonna be okay, baby. Stay with me. All right, I'm gonna pick you up. I know, baby, I know it hurts. Come on, baby, please. I know, baby, I know. Sarah. Baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Come on. No. No. No, no. Please. Please.
So yeah, you get hit with that as soon as you start the game, and you've automatically started growing attached to the character, and you're wanting him to succeed and to see where his journey ends up as well. And then they automatically just skip 20 years. There's 20 years that you do not find out of Joel's life, and then you meet Tess. Tess seems like someone that he's been with a while throughout them 20 years. We're not, it's not 100% sure on how long he's been with Tess, but you can see they're very close. So as we played The Last of Us, you can see that Joel has always been around females. We've had Tess, we've had Ellie as well, we also had Maria as well, but we did have Tommy as well, his brother. But that's why he always kept the watch, as you can see on his wrist, is because that was given to him by his daughter. And even though it's broken, it still remembers and gives memories of her as well. And that's why when he gets given Ellie, at the beginning he's like, no, like, well, I'm not doing this, I don't want to. But over time he grows attached to her, and it's like a daughter to her, and he's like a father figure to her. That's why at the end of the game, spoilers, that's why at the end of the game he does what he does, because he doesn't want to face the fact of losing another daughter-like figure. That's why, Naughty Dog are very smart, because the game started with his daughter dying in his arms, and then the game sort of ends with Ellie in his arms as well. And it's so cool the way they structure the games and pace it all out and that. So that's why he doesn't want to lose her, and that's why he done what he did. He killed the Firefly and told her a lie about him, that there was more immune people and you're all fine. So that's why. But that's why I'm so confused with The Last of Us 2. Like, will she find out and all that, and what's going on with that? And then it's like when you're playing The Last of Us, it does feel like you're watching a film. You're doing some sort of little gameplay elements and all that, and they're cool, they're still cool, but it's like you're watching a film. it's a film within a game, and it's just so cool as well. Like I was saying, you get so attached to Joel and Ellie. You want them to succeed. You want to see where they sort of go as well. And they're very smart in the way, if you see when you first start the game, Ellie's very shy, and she's like, oh, like with Joel, she's not really that comfortable with him. Obviously, you're meeting a stranger that's trying to get you across the place and where you're going. So you're kind of like, but as you see, when they get further into the story, they get further and further into it. She's lightening up. She's more jolly about it. The bit with Bill and his porno mag and they're in the car. I'll play a little clip of that. It's just funny. He's like, why are these pieces all stuck together? And he's just like, well, you don't want it about that. You just see the connection and the relationship growing between the two as well. And this helps because of the voice actors, Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker. They have a very good relationship with each other, and they can work off each other well. And it's just so cool. If you've ever seen any of the behind the scenes of it as well, it's just so cool as well. But I'll play that little clip now of Joe and Ellie in the car.
I'm sure your friend will be missing this tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Light on the reading, but it's got some interesting photos.
Now, Ellie, that ain't for kids.
Whoa! How the hell would he even walk around with that thing?
Get rid of that.
Well, hold your horses. I want to see what all the fuss is about. Oh, why are these all stuck together? I'm just fucking with you. Bye-bye, dude.
But also another thing that really connects the game and the characters together is the music as well. Like, oh my wow. I can't really pronounce his name, and I don't really want to butcher his name as well. I think it's saying Gustavo. But I was watching a thing the other day, and they done the music so in advance at the beginning of the game. They was able to work around and play with different music that he's created in different scenes and that. And that's why you see it's so cool. And it adds so much more to the actual scene itself, especially at the beginning with Joel's daughter as well. Adding that music is just so like, oh, it's just so good. Like, if you took the music away, it would just be like, it wouldn't add such an effect to the game itself. So the fact that he's composing the second game as well, it's like, like, please, 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 please. It's just the world, the environment. It's just, I love everything about it as well, especially when you meet Sam and Henry later on in the game. Like, they don't kill you because you're with Ellie at the time, and children in that sort of thing is survival of the fittest. That's why they were so surprised that Joel had Ellie with her, because it was another kid. They was like, oh, the Fireflies and that haven't actually killed you. You're still alive. But the fact that Henry killed himself because he couldn't live with the fact that his brother was like gone because he was bitten, he was infected, and he changed in the morning, and he just couldn't face the fact about it. It's that scene, wow, it sort of stuck with me. I was shocked for about 5-10 minutes. I was just sitting there like, oh, what has just happened? Like, you could sort of see it was coming because you could see he was bit and all that. You knew what was coming the next morning, but the fact after once he stormed the room and Joel was like, oh, fuck this, and went to grab his gun and shoot Sam, what Henry did next was like so surprising. You was like, Henry, because as little as Sam and Henry was on the screen, you still got attached to him. It's so surprising. Like, in films, you can see a character on screen for 5-10 minutes and just be like, I'm not bothered. But within The Last of Us, no matter what character they bring in, even for the short amount of time, you seem to grow attached to them. I don't know how, and I don't know why. It's with me personally, I've grown attached to every single character within The Last of Us. Maybe because I love the game so much. But maybe it's on their standpoint and on their behalf that what they've done, the storytelling is just so good. Like, it was emotional that they were gone. And then it was just like, oh, like, really? So shot. And then it jumps in time again. Like, you don't see a little part. Maybe it was just them walking to the next place, Jacksonville, I think it is, to go and meet Tommy for the first time. So there's a little time frame that you don't see again, and it skips on another bit. And then after Tommy's and all that, once you've faced all that and all the people invade and that, you have the little bit with Joel and Ellie again. And this is the most, like in my personal opinion, the most powerful scene within The Last of Us. I'm going to play the full clip, so there's going to be a timestamp to skip it if you want. But this pretty much sums up The Last of Us within like one clip, and how and why you should play The Last of Us if you do get the chance. So I'm going to play it now. It is going to skip, like it is going to be 2 minutes long because I don't want to skip up the clip any at all. I want you to get the full feel of that scene and the relationship that Joel and Ellie are going through at that point in time in the game. So I'm going to play it for you guys. So there you go.
Is this really all they had to worry about? Boys, movies, deciding which shirt goes with which skirt. It's bizarre.
Get up. We're leaving. Come on.
And if I say no?
Do you even realize what your life means? Huh? Running off like that, putting yourself at risk? It's pretty goddamn stupid.
Well, I guess we're both disappointed with each other then.
What do you want from me?
Admit that you wanted to get rid of me the whole time.
Tommy knows this area
Oh,
better
fuck
than...
that.
Well, I'm sorry. I trust him better than I trust myself.
Stop with the bullshit. What are you so afraid of? That I'm gonna end up like Sam? I can't get infected. I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we had?
Well, we seem to be doing all right so far.
And now you'll be doing even better with Tommy.
I'm not her, you know.
What?
Maria told me about Sarah.
Ellie?
And
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel. But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
You're right. You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad. And we are going our separate ways.
Once that's sort of done and we sort of move on again, I'm sort of skipping over the little bits of the gameplay sort of bits as well. I'm sort of moving on to the bits that sort of stick in my mind as well. We come to the bit where Joel's injured, and this is where you see that Ellie takes it upon herself to try and get Joel better as well. And especially as it's winter time as well, this is one of the harshest times to be in a zombie apocalypse world, trying to kick some zombie ass while it's freezing cold and supplies are limited as it is. And this is where we meet Nolan North / David for the first time, and this is just, oh, it still gives me the creeps as well, because he does like a sort of voice, and he just sort of breaks it up. He's just calm, and he don't say anything, and he's a cannibal, and he don't really say anything. It's just so, it's so weird. And and also as you're playing as Ellie as well, you sort of get the feel you're like, fuck off, just get away from me. And as the little scene as well, he's like, I sent out a couple of my men, and they come back and they said there was attacked by a crazy man and a little girl. Everything happens for a reason. It's just like, that scene gets you and you're like, oh fuck, we gotta get out of here, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. And it's just, Nolan North is so good at voice acting, it's unreal. So is Troy Baker and so is Ashley Johnson, but Nolan North is in so many different games, it's unreal. It's just, he's an amazing voice actor, and the fact that he changed his voice so much, if you weren't looking out for it and didn't know that he was actually in the game, you wouldn't have known it was him, because of how he changed his voice so much, and it was such a different character. Like, he plays Nathan Drake, it was such a different vibe of character that he's not normally done. He said instantly, he was like, yes, I'm down for this, because it's something out of my thing that I don't normally do at Naughty Dog. That's what he said. And oh, like, there's a possibility he's going to be returning to The Last of Us 2 as well, because Neil Druckmann said back in 2015, he said the game's going to be heavily based on everything happens for a reason. The same quote that David says within the game as well. So it's going to be good. Looking forward to him because he's probably going to be infected or have some sort of mutation to him as well. I don't think he's going to be... Like, he had a machete to the face. I don't think he's going to be quite normal if he does come back within the second game. It's just... the game gets me. Every time I play it, I'm always finding something different or something I haven't done or experiencing another cutscene in a different sort of way as well. It's just the characters and just everything within the game I do love as well. And then we move on to, that's a little bit further. If we go a little bit further, we move on to the ending sort of thing as well, where Joel doesn't want to lose Ellie. He storms the whole place. He kills all the fireflies. He kills Marlene as well. That was a surprise. It sort of cuts between 2 and 4th, and then it cuts back to Joel actually having Ellie in his hands and shooting Marlene. You're like, oh, okay, well, this is going to be fucked up now. And the fact that he lies to her at the end of the game as well leaves it on a massive cliffhanger for number 2, because what is going to happen? And who's going to come after Ellie and Joel as well? And what's Ellie going to do once she finds out Joel was lying to her as well? It just sums it all up. It's just everything about the game I love. And it's just like the characters, the cutscenes, you get so attached to it. That's why I'm looking so forward to The Last of Us 2. Just to see what they do, to push it a little bit more. Because this first game was near perfect. And they've got so much resting on their shoulders. I know they're going to do a good job. And I feel number 2 is going to be better than number 1. Because they can build upon it as well. Especially with the stealth aspect and the building and the crafting. They can build upon that a little bit more as well. But from a storytelling standpoint, the cutscenes have got to be... they have got to be on it. And that prologue as well, I feel, at the beginning of The Last of Us 2 is going to hit us so hard. Even harder than the first one. Because something's going to... They're just going to be like, bang, welcome to The Last of Us 2. Here's the prologue, have that. But yeah, I know this might be a little bit sporadic and me sort of just mumbling on about just different scenes and that within The Last of Us that I really do enjoy. But that's sort of how it is. That's what I sort of feel. I love the game so much, and that's why it appeals. That's why I love it. But I'd love to hear what you guys think about this game and The Last of Us if you've ever played it before. And I would like to hear your favourite game as well and why it's your favourite game in the comments section down below. If you do want more videos than like this, then leave a comment in the section down below. Yeah, we got The Last of Us and we got number 2 coming out. So, boom, 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 boom. See you guys next time. I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.
My gun, they comfort me, because I know I'll kill my enemies when they come. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life.